West, and this is Studio 7 on YouTube West. And I got what I consider one of my favorite movies of all time, and it should be. And it's a new movie. It's not an old movie. This isn't Jimmy Stewart or Cary Grant or Edward G. Robinson or Steve McQueen I'm going to throw at you today. It is an older movie. It is from 1992, and it's called My Cousin Vinny. And the thing I like about this movie is everything about this movie. There is nothing missing in this movie. And I'm going to start with the cast before I tell you the plot. I'm going to tell you that Joe Pesci is in here. And he's wonderful. And he's funny. And he just goes to show you that you don't have to be a tall, good-looking guy to make it in Hollywood. But it helps if you have one hot co-star. And I'll tell you what, she, at the time, is tasty, doesn't cover it, and that's Marisa Tomei. So then you also have Ralph Macchio. And if you were a Happy Days fan, you know who that was. If you're a Karate Kid fan, you know who that was. And you're picturing him here and you're going, man, I still don't know who it is. But Ralph Macchio was coming out of Hollywood, was coming out of child roles and trying to transition to adult roles, and he was going to have a hard time, and he ended up having a hard time. But he's wonderful in this movie. You've got Mitchell Whitfield. You've got Fred Gwynne. Matter of fact, I want you to take a look at who plays the prosecutor. I want you to take a look at who plays the automobile expert. I want you to take a look at the judge. I want you to take a look at the sheriff. They're all great people. They're what we call character actors. And we're going to talk about one later on on film this week. We're going to talk about Ward Bond and what it means to bring all these character actors together to surround Joe Pesci and Marisa Tomei. And what I like about this movie is it doesn't rely on guns. It doesn't rely on effects. It relies on a lot of dialogue, a lot of great dialogue, a lot of interesting dialogue, and a lot of lines, which in my family, you cannot forget. Now, the movie was directed by Jonathan Lynn. It was produced by Dale Launer. Now, this is Fred Gwynne's last performance, and I want to bring that up as special because if anybody remembers a show called The Munsters, they remember Fred Gwynne because he was Herman Munster, and I think he should get a shout out for that. The story revolves around Ralph Macchio and his buddy who are going to college and happen to pass through Hickville, Alabama, or Hickville, Tennessee, or Hickville, South Carolina, or wherever Hickville happens to be, and they get accused of shooting a clerk. Joe Pesci is Ralph's, or in this case, the kid's, cousin Vinny, and he's a lawyer, and he's going to come down here from New York, where he'd been previously an auto mechanic and has now just passed the bar, and defend him in a capital murder case. And he's going to bring with him Marisa Tomei. And oh, man, she adds flavor to this movie. And if you've ever been one of those people that's lived in the city and traversed down into the Bible Belt of America, as you might see in Doc Hollywood, you're going to see a different side of how New Yorkers fit in. We can fit into New York, but New Yorkers don't fit in almost anywhere else, and we notice them. And that's what makes this movie a great movie. If there was an 8 out of 8 category in my show, this movie would be one of those that gets it. Unfortunately, we're going to have to settle for 7 stars. Now, this movie is 1 hour and 19 minutes long. It has some language in it, so you may not want the kids to be around to hear the whole thing. But I can tell you, flat out, if you're a lawyer, you're going to like this movie. If you're an auto mechanic, you're going to like this movie. If you like jail movies, which is weird, you're going to like this movie. If you like great dialogue, good acting, some really cool scenes, from bar fights to pig farms to train engines to cars, you're going to love this movie. And it's called My Cousin Vinny. For Studio 7, I'm Bob West on YouTube West. You're going to love this. I can't say it again. I just can't. God, you're going to love this movie. Thank you very much.